Hi, welcome to this bedtime yoga routine. It's perfect for winding down just before you roll into bed, especially if you have a lot of racing thoughts or emotions and you just need to quiet yourself and bring yourself into stillness before you sleep so you can fall right to sleep. We're going to start in a simple seated position, so just making yourself comfortable on your mat. If you like, you can put a blanket underneath your sit bones and just bring your hips up slightly higher than your feet so that you're able to sit up tall, lifting through the crown of your head. So once you're there and you're comfortable, you can close your eyes and just begin by bringing awareness to your breath and your natural inhale and exhale, and the natural rhythm that your breath creates inside of you. Go ahead and place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly, and just begin to observe the feeling of the rise and fall of the chest and the rise and fall of the belly. Just feeling your breath and staying here for a few moments. Just beginning to center yourself and bring yourself into this moment. Begin to deepen your breath by bringing as much oxygen into the body as you can, and slowly releasing it all in an exhale and contracting to your belly to press out all of your air. And begin to slowly beginning to breathe slowly and deeply for a count of 4 for each inhale and each exhale. So inhaling for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 4. And just beginning to create rhythm in your body in this way. And I am going to read something to you that comes from the Bible. And it says, "The peace of God, that peace which reassures the heart, which transcends understanding, that peace stands guard over your hearts and your minds." So as you continue to breathe in these deep, full breaths for a count of 4, I want you just to imagine with each inhale that you're inviting in the peace of God, the Creator of divine love. Invite that peace into your soul and your spirit and your body. And with every exhale, releasing everything that you've been anxious about, that you felt afraid for, all the things that are racing through your mind, or the emotions that you can't seem to let go of. And inhale in again, divine love, the peace of God that transcends understanding. Exhaling out those specific things that are hurting you, that are not serving you. And allowing this peace to become a shield and to become a guard over your heart and over your mind. And beginning to find rest in the knowledge that divine love is holding your heart and it's holding your mind. And it's completely okay with where you are at. And simply rest here for a few minutes. Here with your breath, and here with God, with divine love, and here in peace. staying exactly where you are with your sit bones grounded into the earth. Go ahead and inhale, reaching your hands up overhead, stretching long through your arms, through the top of your head. And as you exhale, bring the right hand over to the left knee and bring your left hand behind you for a spinal twist, letting your gaze come behind you. And inhaling up again, reaching up tall, stretching through the crown of your head while grounding into the sit bones. And as you exhale, twisting over to the opposite side, bringing your right hand behind you, and looking behind you, twisting. And coming back through center, extend your legs out long in front of you, finding your staff pose here. So feet are flexed and legs are engaged. Inhale again, reaching up tall through the fingers and the crown of the head while you ground into the sits bones. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, fold forward over the legs. Coming just as far as you can, even if you're grabbing your shins or your toes, or you can just lay over your legs wherever you are today. Just finding rest here. Slowly lift yourself back up, extending long through the fingertips and the crown of the head. Bringing your legs back in towards your body and bringing your feet together for bound ankle pose. So the soles of your feet pressing into one another and knees energetically working down towards your mat and towards the earth. Go ahead and hinging from the hips, fold over the body once again, just as far as is comfortable. And staying here for a few breaths, finding ease and rest in this position. From here, just gently pull yourself forward, coming to your hands and knees, all fours. Checking that your wrists are directly under your shoulders. Your legs should be about hip distance apart to find your proper alignment. And just take a few cat and cows here. As you inhale, dropping your belly and lifting your heart, looking up. And as you exhale, pressing into the palms and rounding through the back of the spine. Inhaling, dropping the belly. And exhaling, rounding through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round through the spine. Continue just to flow through these at the pace of your own breath. And bringing in any organic movement to it that feels really good for your body. Not being concerned about what you look like or what's right, but just finding some really good movement that your body needs and really listening and honoring to it. You can do some hip circles or just waves or move from side to side, but just welcoming the organic movement that your body is asking for. And go ahead and press it back into child's pose. You can take any variation of child's pose that you like. You can bring your knees wide, or you can keep them close together. It's up to you. And taking 2 full and deep breaths here in your child's pose. Always returning back to those deep breaths that you had at the beginning. Allowing it to soothe your nervous system. From child's pose, slowly pull yourself long across your mat until you can come up into cobra, giving yourself a gentle back bend. And as you exhale, push back, round through the spine, back into child's pose. Inhaling, drawing yourself along the mat, coming up to cobra. And exhale, pressing back, round through the spine, back into child's pose. And one more time, inhaling, rolling yourself forward and up into cobra. And exhaling, lifting and rounding through the spine, back into child's pose. Beautiful. Gently walk your hands up and find yourself on your knees and bring yourself into a seated position, whatever way is easy for you. You can lie down on your back, keeping your feet planted close to your sits bones and allowing your palms to face down on your mat. And setting yourself up for your bridge pose, remembering it's a bottom body pose. So pressing into your feet to lift up your hips and your heart. Taking your time here and not forgetting to breathe. If you'd like to, you can interlace your fingers underneath your sacrum to lift yourself a little higher onto your shoulders. And staying here for a couple breaths. If your fingers are interlaced underneath you, go ahead and unwind them, allowing the palms to come face down at your sides again, and slowly roll your spine back to the earth, vertebrae by vertebrae, with control. And when you reach the bottom, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side, giving your spine a little massage. And when you're ready, coming into plow pose, so you can use your hands on your low back to support you, but bringing your legs up over your head and bringing them down just as close to your face as is comfortable and is nice for you. Be careful not to really crunch your neck in. You can even grab onto your toes behind you if that's something that is fun and feels nice for your lower back. And playing here for just a few moments. And whenever you're ready, you can use your hands on your low back to help you down. Coming back down and hugging your knees into your chest and rocking from side to side, massaging the spine again. Keeping your right knee hugged in, you can extend the left leg out long on the mat. And taking your left hand, draw the right knee over the body, allowing the right arm to come out long to the opposite side. And finding a supine spinal twist. And your gaze can go out over your right arm to increase your twist. Not allowing your right shoulder to come up off the ground if you can. And again, finding your breath. The inhale for a count of 4, and the exhale for a count of 4. Hug that right knee back into the chest, and then extend it out long on your sticky mat. Hugging in the left knee this time. Taking the right hand, draw it over the body, allowing the left arm to come out long to the opposite side. And coming into your spinal twist on the opposite side. And finding your inhales for a count of 4. And your exhale for a count of 4. And hugging that left knee back in. You can hug the right knee in as well and rock from side to side. And then you can either take a classic Shavasana here, or if you like, a really restorative pose to take is legs up the wall. So if you just want to bring a blanket or a bolster under your hips, you can just put it right up against the wall. And just as it says, put your legs right up the wall with your hips resting on the bolster or the blanket, allowing your arms to hang out to the side, and closing your eyes and letting go of every area in your body that is holding any tension, releasing the jaw and the tongue, allowing the skull to fall into the mat, fall into the floor. Letting go of whatever you're carrying in your neck and shoulders, just wiggling it loose. Releasing the hips and the ankles. And coming back to the intention we had at the beginning, that the peace of God, that peace which reassures the heart, which transcends understanding, that peace stands guard over your hearts and over your minds. You can stay here for as long as you like, for at least a few minutes, and just allow this to sink into your body, to your soul, to your spirit. And when you feel ready, you can bring your legs down the wall and climb into bed and have a beautiful rest. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight, yogis. Have a good night.